Since I remember myself, I would say I was quite let's say, active, curious, impatient kid. So I was always enchanted by the possibility to travel. Like the first travels with my family was like, wow, I wanted to repeat, to do it again. So I think since then I had a chance to visit some places during, my childhood, some countries in Europe specifically, in Africa. And then, I decided, okay, I just want to, my goal for this life is to discover of this world as much as I can and to give this world as much as I can. So that's why, like, my main purpose is, definitely fulfill my potential by doing, as much as I can, no, for the society, for the people around me, business wise, relationship wise. And one of the means of this is traveling. Yeah. So that's why I decided I always loved languages. I always loved geography, history. I decided to study international tourism for my bachelor and master degrees. In the end, my PhD was about tourism as well. And now I'm also running a travel company here in Mexico City. So that's a little bit about myself.
That's quite an introduction. And so real quick, Belarus. I'm very ignorant, right? And so I'm going to ask a dumb question. What language? What is the primary language of Belarus?
I think, first of all, there is never a dumb question. The only dumb thing is not to ask question when you have it, I think. So all the questions are good because we grow and learn by this. Belarus is actually the biggest landlocked European country. I mean, we are number one, at least in something, yeah? So it's bigger than Switzerland, than Slovakia, than Czech Republic's 207,000 square kilometers. It's landlocked literally between Russia and European Union. Ukraine in the south, Poland to the west, Lithuania and Latvia to the west, northwest.
Okay, and what language is it?
The languages. There are two official languages in Belarus. The first one is Belarusian. The second one is Russian. At the moment, most of the people in urban areas, due to post-Soviet and currently like a lot of Russian influence, they speak Russian.
Yeah.
For example, my parents, they were born unilingual, monolingual. They just spoke Belarusian when they were born. And then when they went to school, in the secondary school, they learned Russian. And in Soviet Union, the situation was if you wanted to grow the social ladder, career-wise and so on, you had to study university. And all universities were in Russian. And then they also were mixing people from different countries. You finish your university, you go to this city to work. And then you go to this city in different countries that speak different language. So people had to start speaking Russian between each other. So that's also, I come from a third biggest city. It's not big. It's like 400,000 people called Mohyliv in eastern part of Belarus. So when, my parents right now, they are bilingual. But I remember always myself when I was going back to the countryside, was where my parents from. My grandparents, they would speak Belarusian or some kind of a mixture, dialect, Belarusian with a little bit of Russian. So I consider myself bilingual from the very childhood. Yeah. And then my kindergarten was Belarusian, but then, political situation in the country changed and the Russian influence came into. So I already went to Russian speaking school, but my brother, elder brother, he's 4 years older, he started in Belarusian school. So this is the thing. It's more or less Belarusian and Russian. It's same language family, Slavic language family. And if you can compare Portuguese and Italian or Portuguese and Spanish, it's more or less the same. Let's say I had some friends when I studied in Italy in exchange program. I had some Portuguese friends, so they were always kind of like happy and proud of themselves because we are a small nation, but we are very smart. We Portuguese understand well Spanish, but Spaniards don't understand us. No, so I would say something like this: Russians don't really understand Belarusian because it's quite different linguistically. But Belarusians understand Russian just because we learn it. And currently the situation could be compared, for example, to the one from Ireland. No,